The PS3 is probably the best console to buy in 2026. Just under a month ago, I bought this OG fat model PS3, and I've got a lot of things to say about it. I've not had one since I was a kid. In the last couple of months, Sony has increased the prices of their consoles, the PlayStation 5, from $499 in terms of dollars, and then up to $699 for the base PlayStation 5 model for the disc drive, and then upwards of $899 for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, for a mainstream console, that is way too much. The mainstream gamer cannot afford that, and it really does put into question what the PlayStation 6 is going to cost. It's not just the cost that people have an issue with. Games in the last, especially since the PlayStation 5 came out in the last 5 to 6 years, have been quite lacking in quality, I'd say. And I feel like there's a growing sentiment around it. There's lots of videos, PlayStation 3 in 2025 and PlayStation 3 in 2024. A lot of people are going back to old consoles. With game prices going up to about 70, 80 pounds, it feels like we have less game than we did before, and they used to be 50 to 60 pounds. Also, the quantity of games have reduced in the last decade, I'd say. I mean, the gap between Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 was about 5 to 6 years. Now, when I purchased my PlayStation 3, I bought it at my local CEX, and for you, if there's any Americans watching, that's basically a well-known used game retailer in the UK. And I really wanted the slim model, but they didn't have it, so I just bought this OG fat model, which brings back a bit of nostalgia. So in a way, I'm a bit happy that we got that. In terms of cost, the OG fat model cost me £75. Now that is a 40 gig version of the console. And then while I was there, I decided to pick up 2 games, GTA 4 and Uncharted 2. And in total, both those games cost me about £6.50. So the Uncharted 2 was £1.50 and GTA 4 was £5. So in total, I spent around £81.50. So I spent £81.50 to buy a gaming console, including games. 2 games cost £81.50. I mean, nowadays games can cost up to £80. So that's pretty good deal. Now I've got a few games behind me, but that is definitely not all that I have. Recently, I've just been cleaning my house, going through the shed and everything like that, going back and seeing, anything I can throw away. I found a old bag full of PS3 games. Some games like Resident Evil 6 was on there. I think it's right here. And obviously Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 1 game that was made by Beanox. And the funny thing about this game, you can't actually buy it on Steam anymore. Now, I've got a gaming PC now, as well as a Switch and PS5, but you can't actually buy this anywhere anymore besides buying a used copy. So it's kind of becoming a rare commodity. Even the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is very hard to find. You can't get it on Steam. Ever since Insomniac took over the Spider-Man games, they've kind of delisted the older ones. So with all that being said, let's get into the experience of using a PS3 in 2026. And now we've got the console on and we've got the front screen. And this is really nostalgic for me because I used to play this pretty much every day after school. Okay, and we're currently on the train section, which I've been playing. Like I said, I've had this console for a little under a little under a month. So I've been playing through Uncharted 2, even though technically I've got it on my PS5, the Nathan Drake collection. I don't know why I purchased it, but I just thought, it would be nice. But I definitely will be playing games I haven't played, like the God of War trilogy. Like I think HD collections that they've got on the PS3. I definitely plan to pick those up and actually play through those properly. But yeah, I mean, this, again, for a PlayStation 2... Oh, no. Oh, okay. For a PlayStation 3 game, this doesn't look awful. I mean, it runs decently well. 30 frames, I'm used to 60 at a minimum now, but it's still nice. I think there's something nostalgic about playing like this. But yeah, I don't particularly mind it, as long as the gameplay is fun. And it's on a console that's designed for it, so at least they've managed to make the gameplay around 30 frames per second. But yeah, it's a pretty good game and generally pretty good system. It's got a huge library. That's one thing you're not gonna have a problem with, is the library of games. Okay, where am I getting shot at? Oh no. And the cool thing is Sony still hasn't shut down the PlayStation Store. They were going to do it in 2026, or 2025, sorry, but they just didn't do it because of backlash, so people weren't too happy. I mean, it is coming soon. I don't think they're going to keep it open for like another year or two. Probably 2027 or 2028 is when the last time we'll see it, which is fine because I don't plan to connect this to the internet or buy anything digitally anyway. Then in terms of the controller that I'm using, I didn't actually get the original PS3 controller with the console. It came with some wired controller, but Obviously, I'm playing on a big screen, so I'm going to be sitting on a couch, and I can't. And the PlayStation 3 is like far away. So I bought this third-party. Don't know if you can see it. It's got the blue light here. Third-party controller. It's designed like a PS3, so they're not too different, but it's obviously not a PS3 original. But it works just as well. It's got 6-axis controls and everything like that, and they're dirt cheap as well. I bought two for like 15 quid, so it's dirt cheap. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if my mic's picking up the sound, but it does get quite noisy, the PS3, but it's an old console. Can't really complain. I think after counting, I've got about 35 PlayStation 3 games that I found. Like a lot, I had a lot more when I was a kid, but obviously I must have lost a lot of them. But 35 that I probably won't play through because they're not my cup of tea type of games, but definitely a good collection. It just shows that 35 is considered low for a PS3 console to own 35 games. Whereas a PlayStation 5, most people will probably own at most 35 games, and that's considered decent. Yeah, definitely the frame rate does drop a little bit, so on a controller, it does feel a bit clunky, but as I said, you're not playing this for graphics, you're playing this for good gameplay and good stories if you do like that. Now that was pretty short, but that's basically the quick review of the PlayStation 3. Good piece of tech in 2026, as long as you can get a good condition one used from a good reputable retailer, so CEX, or could be a local game store. CEX is just a bit more safer because you've got a 5-year warranty, but it's a good system. It works perfectly fine. You've got a huge library of games, so I plan to play the God of War trilogy, the infamous trilogies, or all the infamous games that's available on the PS3, because I remember playing those games, but the demo versions, I never really got a chance to finish them. I'll definitely be playing like a game like this, definitely. I remember playing this game as a kid, but very vividly because I was really young, so I do want to revisit this game at some point. If you do want to get a PS3, my advice is to get the PS3 Slim. It's slightly quieter, might be slightly more expensive, but it's generally more reliable. And also only purchase games that are stuck on the PS3, because while there is a nostalgia factor playing a lot of games that you have currently on newer systems, and playing them on the older system does bring some nostalgia in terms of the quality, the graphics and the frame rate. You honestly want to be playing games at higher frame rates because they feel better. So games like the God of War or this Spider-Man game, a lot of them are stuck on last generation consoles, so it makes sense to get a last generation or PS3 console. That's pretty much all I have to say about the system. If you've got a PS3, just drop a comment just telling me what your experiences are. Drop a like as well if you do enjoy the video, and please obviously subscribe.